Hi, how are you? My name is Houston and welcome back to another video. You know what's cool? I did my skincare today. You can kind of see like there's a little bit of plumpness. That is something that I have always struggled with. It's not that I'm afraid of getting old. It's inevitable. Gonna get old, gonna die. It's gonna happen to everyone. But if I can not look as haggard as I might be, especially, in my career, like I work out in the sun, I work outside every single day. There's got to be a way to mitigate those effects. I've always been really good at wearing sunscreen, but I think like the small things like a cleanser, whatever, that sort of stuff, that stuff feels really good to use sometimes whenever I actually do use it, which like I said, I'm really bad at. But that's one thing that I'm trying to do. But instead of doing like this massive 6-step skincare fucking circus, I'm just doing 3 steps. So less hassle. It's what I'm always saying, right? You got to start small. You got to practice showing up. Really sad. This is my last cadence. This stuff is probably my favorite hydration drink ever. This is my last can. I still have a bunch of the powdered versions, but they just don't hit like this. They're still good, but they're not the can. If I had to choose a brand that I would like to get sponsored by, like whether that's getting enough followers or enough influence or whatever, if I could get a case of these sent to my front door, that is true success. I don't care about a 401k, S&P 500 index fund, pension. I don't care. I just want cans of Cadence sent to my door. Really out of left field there. Skincare, electrolyte drink. But hey, here we are. Back on death's door, Bird Dark Souls gaming. I am going to the witch, and I'm pretty sure that it put me back at the beginning of the dungeon. Dude, I went on a little 6-mile run this morning with one of my buddies. No pain in either one of my legs, and no like weird tightness in either one of my legs after the run either. Really good sign. Really optimistic about that. I'm not gonna lie, I started doing this thing called the Myrtle technique, like MYRTLE, that I got from this obscure running forum that a coach would post on. Actually, let me find the name of the coach, because people, you never know. Somebody might be able to get some use out of this. So the Myrtle routine is a series of exercises designed to improve hip mobility, strength, and stability. It was developed by running coach Jay Johnson. It has helped me so much in strengthening my like tiny muscles in my hips, like my glute medius, glute minimus, especially the glute med, and I think the TFL is a muscle in there as well. I don't know, dude. I don't know anatomy. This routine, the Myrtle routine, it's basically these hip related exercises that are like fire hydrants, like moving your hip in circles, like both forward and back, literally like this, but with your leg while you're on your hands and knees. And then things like clamshells or like sideways laying hip raises. No way he kills me, right? He killed me. So it's crazy because all I'm thinking while I'm doing these things, especially like when you're laying on your side and you're just raising your leg, man, dude, I feel like I'm doing Pilates or like Zumba, all those women in those 80s workout videos, they were doing that shit back then. And, I feel like I maybe got to put some leg warmers on and some ankle weights and just really, really dial it in full 80s style. So I start doing these things. And I'm kind of skeptical, but it's coming from a reputable coach, so sure, why not? I'm like, damn, dude, I'm kind of sore. Like this might actually be helping. So yeah, I'm thinking that Coach Jay Johnson was right. I think he's onto something. I really do think that doing that routine every morning or like every time before I run, and then doing it every night as part of my normal stretching routine has helped me so much. So if you're struggling with things like IT band syndrome or just really any issue, I can almost guarantee it's probably coming from your hip, and you should check out the Myrtle routine. But yeah, went on a run with one of my buddies who's training for a half marathon right now around like the Salmon Bay area here in Seattle. Then after that, I went to the farmer's market and I got a salmon sandwich right here. Got a little side of vegetables with it too. And oh my God, it was so good. It's really nice training with other people sometimes, or just going on runs with other people, because I feel like it's easier for me to keep my recovery pace. See, my biggest problem is now that I didn't have any pain, I have to stop myself from getting like too excited and being like, oh, okay, so now I'll never experience pain again, which is obviously just dumb and something that I should avoid doing because then I'll just re-injure myself. It is really nice though. I think that I'm in a good place to race and perhaps go for a half marathon PR attempt around March. I still have a couple more months of coaching left, and then I think that'll allow me to build my fitness and maybe get a little bit of speed to the point where I won't, I don't know, screw myself over on the PR attempt. On a real bright note, one of my buddies texted me yesterday. He was telling me about how he saw my sobriety video and it made him think about how much he's been drinking, especially over the past year. And he said that it has motivated him to try to go into this next year, into 2025, and he's sober for the whole entire year. That's a really tough thing to put yourself through. I mean, trust me, I just did it. I commend anybody who wants to put themselves in that position. But yeah, it really warmed my heart to hear that my friend was impacted by something that I made. Something that I think about a lot is that a lot of us think that in order to make like a real impact in the world, we have to change the whole entire world. And a lot of the time that can feel really overwhelming because it's tough to change the whole world. But something that I'm constantly reminding myself of, and it seems like other people of a lot more these days, is that it's really difficult to change the world and to ask something like that of yourself, but it is entirely possible and way more plausible to just change your world. And I don't mean that in a selfish way. I just mean that your world is the people around you, the environment that you are in. It's really easy to be overwhelmed with all the pressure you put on yourself and to believe that really nothing is ever possible. But at the end of the day, you know, you're going to make the biggest impact in the areas that you occupy most often. So don't shy away from creating a better world for you and the people around you just because it seems like it's not actually doing anything. It's just so fun breaking pots. I think obviously Zelda is a big creator of that feeling, but it just never gets old. So I beat Kiwami 2 last night, and I gotta say, dude, one of the best series ever. I can't forgive myself, my younger self, for not playing these games sooner. Yeah, first try. You don't stand a chance. I think Kiryu might be like one of the greatest video game characters of all time. I know I kind of said this in the first video when I talked about the Yakuza games, especially after I finished Zero, but it's really hard for me to look at single player games the same way. Those are just beat 'em up story games, but the stories are so good in them and the characters are capable of making such profound impacts through what they go through that it just seems like all these other games are lacking. I was told by my buddies to not play Yakuza 3, 4, and 5, but I do need to play 6. So that is going to be my next game. Maybe after a little bit of a break, because while I do love those games, I don't want to burn myself out on them. So I got to do Yakuza 6, and then Like a Dragon, which is 7, and then Infinite Wealth, which just came out last year. As a little bit of a break last night after I finished Kiwami 2, I started playing Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. If you know anything about Fire Emblem games or anything about me, then you know that I love them, and they are sort of one of those games that really made me like fall in love with JRPGs or like tactical games. Okay, this seems really ridiculous, but I gotta know if the umbrella can make me float down here. Oh, never mind. I'm too big brain for the game. No Mary Poppins maneuvers. I wonder if there's some sort of secret that I'm missing that allows me to light my sword on fire or something similar. Rules for Reapers. They'll become mortal. Collected souls will be returned, and no unionizing. I can never be a Reaper. Oh, the reflections. You could see them in the floor. I don't know what that unlocked though. So I wonder, oh, the door's right here. And I go, oh, okay, I can go through because of the reflection. Oh my God, another secret. My magic capacity being raised when I collect 4 crystals. It's cool. I like that little mirrored room mechanic. It's cool. I like that little mirrored room mechanic. There we go. 4 soul. Freed. Love to see it. We got Pothead guy just standing around not doing anything. Typical NPC stuff. So I found this great app. Well, it seems great, at least on my iPad. And I'm pretty much always using my iPad in bed, like before I go to bed. I read manga on it, and then I found an app where I can use my Apple Pencil and I can practice writing kana. So I think every night from now on top of something like Duolingo and maybe reading a bit of manga, I'm gonna start practicing Japanese characters, because I feel like writing it down, well, it's not that I feel like, it'll definitely help me memorize the kana more. At the end of the day, I do feel like it's just another thing that I have to practice a little bit at a time. Some sort of fire related thing, right? Okay, or it's a mimic and it's gonna eat me. Well, I have to earn it. Oh my God, I have to do 4 stages. I'm so done. Oh, dude, I'm so done. I'm not. There's no way I'm doing this. You know what? I might be able to do it. Oh! Oh my God. I kind of clutched up there. Damn. I proved myself. Now give me the power of fire attacks or fire arrows. It has to be something flame related. Ah, yes. The Crown of Flames. Flame spell acquired. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Flame spell. And boom. Kamehameha. Awesome. Flame spell acquired. I think next I will start off with doing the rest of that whole area and then maybe fighting the witch. But for now, I think we're going to call it here. I've had a pretty good start to the new year. I hope you have as well. Been struggling with a bit of anxiety in terms of going back to work because this is the last day of my vacation. But I got to get back to work, back to the standard cycle of things, and hopefully with that, the training and the whole YouTube thing, everything doesn't get massively disrupted. But at the end of the day, you just got to do what you can with what you got, right? So going into your Monday, hope you have a brilliant one and stick with those things a little bit at a time. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.